Do you want to know how to keep your chicken's waterer from freezing? Are you tired of breaking up ice in buckets and trying to bring out hot water to thaw out your poultry waterer? I know, because I am, and I wanted a solution that would work for my chickens without having to use electricity. And so I took what was working for my goats, using a cooler to keep my goats' water from freezing, and I decided to try that with my chickens. Now with my flock, I wanted something smaller because I didn't want the risk of the chickens getting into the bucket itself. So I found this Playmate cooler, and so this is made by Igloo, and it holds 4 quarts, so it's definitely a small cooler, but this has been sufficient for my small flock, and so I can fill this right up with warm water, and this will stay all day long without freezing. Using cameras, I've observed that my chickens don't actually drink water once they've gone into the coop to roost for the night, and I let them out first thing in the morning, and so I have stopped leaving water in their coop overnight. Now I bring the water out in the cooler in the morning with warm water, set that out for them, let them out first thing when the sun's coming up, and then I bring the cooler to the house in the evening, and so that way I can just fill it back up the next morning and I don't have to worry about it. If you do choose to leave water in your coop for your chickens overnight, I did that for a long time. I would just recommend that you refill this in the evening with warm water and place it in your coop so that way the cooler can hang on to that warmth for the evening. Or if you don't want to do as much back and forth, you can get a second cooler, and so that you have a rotation for day and night for bringing out warm water. For my roosters, I used a bigger cooler. So this one is a 2-gallon cooler, and I tried to outfit it with some poultry nipples, thinking that I could put warm water in here and they could drink it out of the poultry nipples and I could keep the cover on top. However, with this cooler being a double-walled, I have not successfully been able to keep these poultry nipples from actually leaking, though I did try some different caulking options and still leaks just a little bit, not enough for me to not use the bucket. But for the roosters who are bigger and taller, I feel comfortable using this, filling this up with warm water, and they're able to drink out of here because they're bigger and taller, and they're bigger than the bucket. I'm not worried about them drowning in the bucket. Now, if I were to use a bigger cooler for a larger flock, I think I would fashion something so part of this top was blocked to keep them from falling into it, because we don't want anybody drowning in a large bucket. So I'm playing it safe by going with a small bucket, and if I find that they are drinking all of this through the day, then I'll just get a second one, and that way I have 2 small coolers. They're so lightweight and easy to take back and forth. They got a nice handle, and they've got the little push button that you press to open it up to get to the water. Oh, I just got it on myself. Whew. So yeah, so if you're looking for a solution and you're sick of breaking up ice, this works great for the winter where you don't have to worry about the water freezing. And at first the chickens were concerned because it was new, and they kind of checked it out and walked around it for a while, but they figured it out. They realized, oh, that's just water in there, and they've been drinking out of it ever since. If you want to check this cooler out, I'll put an affiliate link down below in the description for this particular cooler. These coolers work so well, so I actually just ordered another one off of Amazon, but it's a different kind because I need another one for my male goats since they are now separated from my female goats. Oh my goodness, it's a box inside of a box. Alright, so this one, it's actually like tall and thin. So this is a 2-gallon as well, but instead of being wide like the Coleman, this Igloo one is taller. But I love that it has the cover because it's really nice to be able to fill these up with warm water right to the top and then put the cover on, so when you're carrying it out it's not sloshing all over you, because that's just the worst in the winter when you actually spill the water on you and it freezes too. So I'm going to give this one a try with my male goats and see how that goes, and I will let you know in a future video if I like the igloo cooler with this 2-gallon version. If you want to check out my video on how to keep your goat waters from freezing, you can see the coolers in action in that video. And if you haven't started your farm yet, what are you waiting for? Get your farm on.
Like and subscribe! 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want a farm? A wicked awesome farm? Watch this channel to learn what to do. We love to farm and we'll show you. Yeah, welcome to our show. Whoa. Just one more story farm.